Hi everybody, at long last I am able to present you with the interview that I did with Ross Wilson here on this couch. He came over here a few weeks ago. Ross Wilson, for those of you overseas and have been living under a rock, is one of Australia's rock legends, and he wrote Eagle Rock and Come Said the Boy and all that sort of stuff. So he came over and he's got a new album out called I Come in Peace, and it is one of the best albums I have ever heard. It's fantastic, and I'll put a link here for you to check out the lyrics of some of the songs, because we talk about some of that, but mainly in this video we're talking about life and how he wrote some of the songs, and then at the end he sings. It's so incredible. It's a bit of a longer video for me, but he was just so great I wanted to share it all with you. So there's going to be 3 videos because I couldn't fit it all in the one. So sit back and enjoy. I'll put the link where if you're overseas you can even maybe buy the link. I think you have to go to his website because it's Australian, and then purchase it through that if you want to, but highly recommend it. And for my people who watch the videos and like all that stuff about positivity and life, it's really an album that explores all that stuff. I love it. I love the lyrics. Anyway, ciao.
Righto, we're on.
Okay, so I'm here with Ross Wilson, who's done this new album, I Come in Peace.
There it is.
Yeah. So tell us about I Come in Peace. Tell me what was that about for you?
Well, I wrote those title song quite a while ago with Rick Brewster from the Angels.
Yeah.
When we shared management, and our management was very smart. He said, "You guys should get together." So that song's got like real solid gold Aussie rock
it does. It really does.
You know.
Yeah.
And I sat on it because I didn't really want anyone else to have it.
So how long ago would you have written that one?
Gee, over 10 years.
Wow, because I heard you mention that at the launch. Actually, you sort of said I had this for a while.
We did actually perform it one time. I myself with the Angels at the Ted Mulry benefit concert in Sydney when he was ailing, and everyone got together and performed. And I said, listen, we ought to do that song because you mightn't get another chance, you know, the way things are. Didn't have a record deal at the time. Yeah. And so we got up and sang it, and so there is an actual performance of us on the DVD of that concert. Doing the song, and it sounded a bit different, but substantially the same. And so I started recording songs for what was to become this album. Did a few demoed, you know, Fishing on a Rainy Day, Old Country Road.
I love that one,
a few others. And I wasn't getting the results I wanted. I thought, no, it's not. I'm not happy, you know. And I came to the conclusion that the people I work with regularly know me so well, or even if I hire them from, you know, the musical community, they come into the studio and it's like, oh, it's Ross Wilson. This is Ross Wilson, and they have a thing in their brain about who I am, and what I would sound like, and what they should give me. And of course, that's not what I necessarily. Yeah. They're carrying the baggage.
I get what you mean.
They're carrying the baggage about me. So I thought, well, if I go to the States, I'll be working with people, aside from the producer, Mark Moffat, my friend, who know nothing about me, and all they'll do is listen to the song and then play it, and that's exactly what happened.
Fresh ears.
That's so interesting.
Fresh ears.
Isn't it interesting?
So I got a fresh sound.
Yeah, it is.
That they gave me, and I got a lot out of each song because they're you know, these are session guys over in Nashville. They work in the studio all day long. They don't, with a couple of exceptions, they don't go on the road, and so they're tuned into the studio. They just walk in. They don't have to tune everything. It's like they walk in, bit of like on the drums. It would normally take a couple hours here. It takes 5 seconds. They're going ready, you know, and they listen to the first song, and they look at the little chart that the band leader's made out, and they have it, and they go, anything you want to tell us? And I go, oh yeah, this, that, the other thing. They walk out and they start to go 1, 2, 3, 4, bang, and I'm going,
wow.
You know?
And did you love it straight away, or did you have to kind of work together?
I don't know how. They're sort of intuitively. It's hard to explain, but they'll listen to the demo of a song they've never heard before, and they'll hear the little riffs and things, and somehow, without talking to each other, they'll divide it up. So you know, you've got an acoustic player, electric player, keyboards, drums, bass, and they just start playing it, and all the things that you've got there, like the main riffs and the parts, they've kind of got that. They play them, and then they do it with a real lot of class.
Their own handwriting, their own
perfectly
style.
In tune, which is a big bonus.
Yeah.
Perfectly in time. You know, they'll do things like, oh, gee, sorry, on bar 32, I pushed that beat a little bit. Can I just go and drop me in and fix me in? Drop me in, blip, clunk, fixed.
Wow.
You know? And they go, right, 2 takes.
It's all
I'll just run in and I'll put in a solo. They run in and guy runs in again. And you go, wow.
Yeah, see, we would never think of all that stuff. Listening to the album, you know, the normal person at home who doesn't have that
you'd think
musical
I slaved over it for months or something, but, you know, we did actually just, the basic tracks, which is a 6-piece band, that was all done in 2 days in 4 3-hour sessions.
And have you been writing all these, is I Come in Peace the oldest song? Are any of them recent ones that you've written?
Yeah, the most recent song is a really upbeat, positive song called I Got You.
I love I Got You.
Yeah.
Is that about Tanya, his wife? Is that...
I guess it's about everything, but it's
so good.
It's a kind of a sly. It's about the idealised life, as is Land of Contentment.
Yes,
and I put them together.
Too,
it's like the 2 ideals, you know, the perfect house in the perfect suburb, and the perfect life with the perfect person. But of course, then some of the other songs you start to deviate, and it gets a bit of disillusion. You know?
Yes,
so that's.
But I Got You's kind of more like when I hear I Got You, I kind of think Paul and I with that, because I kind of think we've been through things like that. You've been ups and downs, and
That's true. Yeah.
It's really beautiful, and I like just that whole thing. But it's like, you know, you can have all the money in the world, but then if I haven't got you, it's not.
Well, see, I wrote that with a woman, Diana Corcoran, so it's got the feminine sort of touch to it as well.
Yeah.
And she's a very beautiful, blonde, young country singer, modern country in Australia.
Yeah, yeah.
And on her way up, you know, she's
Wow.
she's got a really great voice. And we wrote that at a sort of mushroom music writers' camps they have once or twice a year. And what you do is you get together with one person in the morning, you write a song. After lunch, you write a song with someone else.
Yeah.
You know? And so that's what we came up with. And I went, that's pretty good.
Will you sing a tiny little bit of it? Because I
I don't
love
know
it.
if I can. So I've never played it.
Haven't you?
No, I never played it on the guitar. Sprung.
So
I'm such a crappy guitarist that unless I'm like playing the song in the band, once I hand it over to like the guy, I hire good people so that I'll sound good. You know? And I get them to play. The good guitarist will play the good stuff.
So
I just sort of wipe it from my memory bank.
I've got to ask before you even do that.
Oh,
I've Got You. Yes, a very sincere song. I love that one. The Land of Contentment. I'm a real estate agent, and I visualise the signboards and the land and all out there. And
that's the only song I didn't have a hand in writing, and yet I had an influence on the song.
But, you know, my question is, I visualised, when you were doing that, I visualised a Howard Arkley painting. And because of being, you know, the signs, the community centre. And my question is it a sincere song or is it a bit of a send-up, you know?
It's both, because, as I said, it's about the idealised life, but it's about an actual kind of event. My songwriting, the guy I write songs with most is a guy, Eris O'Brien. Yeah. And there's a couple of co-writes on this album. But he wrote that one all by himself. After attending a gig that we did out on a housing estate where in the summertime, a couple of years ago, they were having, you know, they had Joe Camilleri one week, they had me the next week, someone else, and they had a stage up. And on that particular day, it was 41 degrees or something. So there was like about 10 people standing around going, ugh. And Eris had come up he lived in Frankston and come up to, and it was, I think it was Delphin Housing.
That's it.
An estate in Pakenham, just past the Pakenham Inn.
Yeah.
Right? So we're out there, and it's this brand new housing estate, and open every week, of course. And he went away from that going, wow, this is a pretty cluey guy. And he said, I've written this song called The Land of, that experience really impressed me. I've written this song about a new land of contentment. You know, they've got a brand new lake, which they had. The community hall where they put us up with air conditioning in between sets. Yeah. And all the stuff that's mentioned in that song. And yet it's got a slice side to it as well. You know, leaving the dirty old city. Yeah. Here everything's shiny and new. Walking on clean cement.
Yeah.
I really...
Will things buy the happiness? Will things buy
That's
the contentment?
That's right. And of course, in a few years, cement won't be clean anymore.
Exactly.
It'll be the new dirty old part of the city.
And being an estate agent, following the signs, you know, I got that loud and clear, you know.
I think you think this song's going to sweep the real estate industry?
Well, yeah, we sell it to a developer, Delphin, an estate agent.
We'll give Delphin first pick.
It does paint a vivid... It's a canvas, you know, that you can just see it. I could just see the whole thing when
follow the freeway south of the city.
Yeah.
There's a new town.
Yeah.
called it Roland Meadows.
It was
couples with kids and pets. Follow the arrows leading to land for sale.
correct. That was
This
fantastic.
is your life, Paul.
That is. I'm here on the other side with the glasses on, and yes, that's me. Collar and tie and all.
For you.
That's it. That's for me.
Beautiful product.
So then there's all these kind of glossy songs, but then there's Fishing on a Rainy Day.
Well,
and
fishing.
is that kind of about depression?
I guess so, because that song predated Land of Contentment, but I felt they followed on because here you have the brand new housing estate with the man-made lake, out of which you're fishing in Rainy Days, which is the next song. The guy sails out, his boat out to the Port Phillip
Karen
Bay.
Patterson Lakes.
He's not
down.
actually out there fishing.
Yeah, no
what he's
fishing,
fishing
right?
for is something else, peace of mind or whatever.
Yeah.
And originally, it's another song I wrote with Eris, and I said, listen, I got this title, because I wrote down titles. It's called Fishing on a Rainy Day. And this guy goes out, it's Port Phillip Bay, as you know, it gets a bit drizzly out there. One of those days where everything's flat and it's drizzling and it's foggy, and he's out there, but he's not actually fishing. What he's trying to do, you don't know quite what he's doing. He might sail out of the heads and never be seen again. So that was the scenario. He comes back about 2 days later and reckons, what do you think of this? And plays me this thing. I'm going, wow, that's pretty good. And then we worked on the rest of it.
It's beautiful. It is beautiful. And what are the other ones?
Hey Ross, I've got to ask you, I used to play guitar for years and years and years, and my hearing's a bit thin at the top end these days. How's yours?
A little bit.
Standing in front of the Fender or the Marshall amplifier?
No, I don't play too loud, but you do get, your hearing does go a bit, and it probably has been affected a bit. But what happens with me is I know my top end's gone, because in the morning I wake up and Tanya will go, gee, listen to those birds, aren't they terrific? And I go,
What birds?
The Land of Contentment.
Yeah.
So in the Old Country Road one, and you're talking about getting the knives out of your back and not being able to fulfill a dream, is that about people telling people that they constantly can't do things?
No, I guess it's maybe having, getting real. Fishing Around a Day and Old Country Road are about the sort of the confusion of life. Where maybe you had the dream home at the Land of Contentment and the perfect wife in what was the other one?
I
got you.
I feel like it's a test though.
I got you.
I'm thinking Stedman wife.
But then time goes by and life's getting a bit harder. You've got kids to support, and maybe you had a divorce or whatever, or your career's gone a bit funny. And so Old Country Road is really about, it starts off, say that life's like a circle, you end where you begin. Well, that's true. You are you, and you can go down that road, but you can't escape your past, and you've got to deal with your past. And you've got dreams, but every morning when you're dreaming about how great it was when you first started out, you wake up and it goes, my dream is gone, and I wake up and find I have to carry on. And it relates to the other songs on the album. For instance, Here on God's Island, that's about planet Earth. We're stuck here. We can't get off. You can't. You've got to deal with what's here.
You've got to do it.
People are born and people die, and this is where it all happens. And so all of these songs are about that and life, not just Australia, but on planet Earth, and everybody has pretty much the same issues to deal with in humanity. So I don't want to sound too pretentious, but I'm trying, I'm just a regular guy. And as a songwriter, I'm trying to express those feelings. And the album takes a few twists and turns, but in the end it kind of ends up with a bit of wisdom and a sense of resolution,
And I heard you say, I think it was at the launch or on a TV show or something, how that you like to surround yourself with just positive people and love and people that support you and...
Well, who doesn't?
Well, I know, but not everyone does that.
No,
I
I know.
totally agree. A lot of people leave people in their lives that they maybe shouldn't.
We mentioned just before the camera started rolling, you were saying, what star sign I'm saying, the Scorpio. And you said, we've got a Scorpio daughter.
Yeah.
Well, another guy in a Scorpio who was interviewing me the other day said, what's the most Scorpio thing about you? And I thought, gee, I don't know. But I think probably what it was 3 strikes and you're out.
Yeah. I'm a bit like that too.
If you have somebody and they mess you over, you give them a second chance. If they do it again, bang. So maybe it's only 2 strikes.
Yes. Yeah, I reckon 2 strikes as well.
So that's how you sort out the people who love you from the people who are just, predators.
Yeah.
Or can't help themselves, they're manipulative, they don't know any other way to do it. But basically I'm going, I haven't got time for that,
Me too.
That's twice you've done that, you're out.
Yes.
Gone.
Now my favourite song on your album, and I have to look at the name of it, is The Same Moon.
The Same Moon is...
I love that, it's such a beautiful... Tell them what that's
about. Well, another great songwriting team, Eric McCusker, who wrote all those great songs for Mondo Rock, Come Said the Boy.
That's one of my all-time favourite songs. I was 17 when that song was out. Oh.
Well, that couple got married, you see, and they ended up in the same moon.
The same moon.
A song we wrote, this is a funny story because a lot of rock songwriters were rung up a few years ago. It was Slim Dusty's 100th album coming up. And they said, we want you to submit songs for it. Now they called up Don Walker, Paul Kelly, called up me, they called up separately Eric McCusker. He rings up, he goes, I've been called up to write a song for Slim, what do you think? And I said, well, let's do it together. So I went round to his place and we started writing, and I think I was sort of going... like that. And he started, start mumbling.
Yeah.
In the beginning, there was her and me, making love, sharing dreams. And it sort of goes on and on about that. And he starts going, yeah, that's good. And then he goes, one thing about when you're in love with someone and you get old, the one thing that doesn't change about them is their eyes.
My grandfather used to say that. Yeah.
And their smile. And I'm going, yeah, that's good. And I don't know how we got onto The Same Moon, but we sort of went into she's got the same eyes, the same smile. It's the same moon in the same sky. Yeah. And it's all about how some things don't change.
Yeah.
But then in the second verse, that beautiful person dies.
I know. I nearly cried when I heard that at your launch.
Well, that's right. People do cry. I knew I was onto something when the first time I ever played that song live a few years ago. People were coming up to me going, and you've got to record that song.
Yes.
And so
the bit about the granddaughter, and you're looking in the eyes of the granddaughter.
Well, that's the stuff that doesn't change.
I love that.
That's about I've Come in Peace. The same thing, about follow the bloodline. It's all about families and how things continue on. And even in Here on God's Island, I go, make love with me again. Be my wife. Give me children, so life will never end.
Yeah, I like that bit.
Same thing in Same Moon. The life goes on through the children and all that. So.
Yeah, and you didn't want him to laugh or cry looking in the eyes of the grandchild because he saw it and he was
the
sad, but then it
eyes,
was great at the same time. Yes.
So I'm pretty proud of that song. I think me and Eric we came up with something beautiful.
Will that be the next
one?
No,
but of course I didn't give it to Slim Dusty. Slim won't like. That's not a Slim kind of a song. The sentiments were, but the music wasn't. So
do you think that would be the next one?
I kept it for myself.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you did.
I don't know. I think I got your part. That's pretty kind of. See, we're getting a lot of regional airplay, like an immense amount of stations outside the big cities with added I Come in Peace, and good on them too. I love that.
Yes.
But we are getting a little bit of play on Triple M as well. So I think I got you.
I got you one that everyone will like teenagers will love it, older people will love it, everyone will love that.
You're right. Yeah.
I'm right.
And one thing about it goes over great live, and people haven't heard it before. We get a big cheer. And I think it's like stuff about we live in a lucky country. The future is ours to find.
Yeah. Yes, I like that bit too. But you can choose
I think
what you do. You can choose
what's interesting is your songs punctuate people's lives, and people have a recollection when they have smell a fragrance or a certain smell, like cut grass, or when Dad used to cut the grass, and then instantly you strike a chord with Megan when Come Said the Boy. She can remember where she was, what she was doing at uni. She probably can remember the boy.
Does he know who it is? Yeah.
We've had some great stories from people about that.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true.
The association with the song over the years is what's really nice.
Yeah, and of course you wrote that great Eagle Rock that everyone around the world knows.
Well, they sort of know it. I have to keep telling them I wrote it, you see, because the West Coast Eagles and the Manly Sea Eagles, they all think they own it. sporting team with Eagles in their name has taken my song and they sing it when they kick a goal. You know?
It's such a great song. How many times have I danced to this around a handbag? And, you know, even as kids, you know, at a nightclub, and you all put your bags on the floor and dance around them.
Yeah, see, that's one song I can play.
I love that one. That's amazing.
You like my old guitar?
I love. Tell us about this guitar.
Well, this is an old Kalamazoo, which is a sub-branch of Gibson guitars, which I still play Gibson guitars, but my Gibsons are in the van on the way to Adelaide. And so when you asked me to bring a guitar down, I pulled this one out. I don't play it that often, but it's a terrific guitar. It's got to be at least 80 years old.
Wow.
Probably older. It's in really good condition. And it's the same kind of guitar that the blues man Robert Johnson used to play, so I was instantly attracted to it. I bought it about, I don't know, 25 years ago.
Really?
In a guitar shop in Coogee, which is still there.
So if you're driving along in the car and you haven't got the radio and you've got something to listen to, what do you like to listen to? I know you like your own stuff, of course, that's natural, but if you didn't happen to have one of the I Come in Peace. Yeah, what do you like?
I listen to a lot of kind of, you know, black music of all eras, really. Modern funk, dance music.
Dance music, Ross?
Yeah. Not doof, doof, doof. Let's go doof.
And how old are your kids?
We got 10-year-old son.
Yeah.
nearly 12-year-old daughter.
And do they love the music?
Yeah, they're pretty good. Because they think I'm pretty square, you know.
Yeah, well, our kids think the same thing about us too.
But it surprises them when I bring out new songs and things, you know. They've seen me, sometimes I sit around and play the guitar, but they don't really see the process.
Yeah.
You know, and they go, I'd like to play guitar. I say, well, come here, I'll show you a few chords. I haven't got time for that. You know, just make me good straight away, you know. You got to actually practice, guys.
Yeah.
17-year-old stepdaughter, Olympia, who's in the film clip. They're all in the film clip, actually. They're all in the clip of I Come in Peace. And a grown-up son from my first marriage, he's the same age as Eagle Rock, which
really?
71.
Next year he'll be 40. That's right.
Wow.
And I've got
he does look old enough to have a 40-year-old son.
I started pretty early, you know. I was like 23 or something.
Yeah.
And a granddaughter who's 5.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So you're a grandpa.
Yeah, so, you know, I know what I'm talking about when I'm
Yeah.
singing those songs about grandchildren.
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
that, you know.
That's nice. It's really nice.
Anything else, Maggie, you want to ask? Because we'll splice this around. And is there anything else that you would like to talk about?
Yeah, I just want to show you your favourite chord, Paul.
So, there's a great song. And
this is Ross's favourite song in the
in this great song, Ross is very humble. He says that he doesn't sing very well and doesn't play very well and all that.
The greatest singer in the world. I can barely hold a tune. But here's a song to tell you how I feel. Overdue. Strange as it may seem, it's true. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.